united with my Creator. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. You want to sing, Jed? I can hear him kind of back there wanting to sing. I thought, well, we'll just do a little singing here for a minute. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Well, that's for Lesson 95 in A Course in Miracles. We're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles this year. And this is for Lesson 95, coming up for Saturday, April the 5th of 2025. And I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks. I am one self, united with my Creator. Today's idea accurately describes you as God created you. You are one within yourself and one with Him. Yours is the unity of all creation. Your perfect unity makes change in you impossible. You do not accept this, and you fail to realize it must be so, only because you believe that you have changed yourself already. You see yourself as a ridiculous parody on God's creation, weak, vicious, ugly, and sinful, miserable, and beset with pain. Such is your version of yourself, a self divided into many warring parts, separate from God, and tenaciously held together by its erratic and capricious maker, to which you pray. And that word tenaciously is weak and flimsy, an uncertain way, fragile and easily broken. So tenaciously, weak. Such is your version of yourself, a self divided into many warring parts, separate from God, and tenaciously held together by its erratic and capricious maker, to which you pray. It does not hear your prayers, for it is deaf. It does not see the oneness in you, for it is blind. It does not understand you are the Son of God, for it is senseless and understands nothing. We will attempt today to be aware only of what can be seen. We will attempt today to be aware only of what can hear and see and what makes perfect sense. We will attempt today to be aware only of what can hear and see and what makes perfect sense. We will again direct our exercises towards reaching your one self, which is united with its Creator. In patience and in hope, we try again today. The use of the first 5 minutes of every waking hour for practicing the idea for the day has special advantages at the stage of learning in which you are at present. It is difficult at this point not to allow your mind to wander if it undertakes extended practice. You have surely realized this by now. You have seen the extent of your lack of mental discipline and your need for mind training. It is necessary that you be aware of this, for it is indeed a hindrance to your advance. We need mind training because our minds wander on those 20-minute practice periods. You probably found yourself distracted several times. Well, that's what he wants us. He says that it's imperative that we get this mind discipline. Frequent but shorter practice periods have other advantages for you at this time. In addition to recognizing your difficulties with sustained attention, you must also have noticed that unless you are reminded of your purpose frequently, you tend to forget about it for long periods of time. You often fail to remember the short applications of the idea for the day, and you have not yet formed the habit of using the idea as an automatic response to temptation. Structure then is necessary for you at this time. Plan to include frequent reminders of your goal and regular attempts to reach it. Regularity in terms of time is not the ideal requirement for the most beneficial form of practice in salvation. It is advantageous, however, for those whose motivation is inconsistent and who remain heavily defended against learning. We will therefore keep to the 5-minute an hour practice periods for a while and urge you to omit as few as possible. Using the first 5 minutes of the hour will be particularly helpful since it imposes firmer structure. Do not, however, use your lapses from the schedule as an excuse not to return to it again as soon as you can. There may well be a temptation to regard the day as lost because you have already failed to do what is required. This should, however, merely be recognized as what it is, a refusal to let your mistake be corrected and an unwillingness to try again. So he really wants us to take the first 5 minutes of every hour, which I find if you use the clock, I try to do it just 5 minutes before the hour. The reason I do that is because if I'm at home, my grandfather clock chimes in 5 minutes. And I know I've been 5 minutes. If you're, but try to come up with something that you can repeat every hour. And when you can't, he says, don't let that deter you from trying again the next hour, and at least bring it to your memory. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Try to say that if you can, but at least tell yourself, I am one self, united with my Creator. The Holy Spirit is not delayed in His teaching by your mistakes. He can be held back only by your unwillingness to let them go. Let us therefore be determined, particularly for the next week or so, to be willing to forgive ourselves for our lapses in diligence and our failures to follow the instructions for practicing the day's idea. This tolerance for weakness will enable us to overlook it, rather than give it power to delay our learning. If we give it power to do this, we're regarding it as strength, and are confusing strength with weakness. So just kind of brush it off. Okay, I messed up. I didn't get it that time, but I'll do it this time. That's what he wants you to do. Don't make a big deal over it. Because it's not a big deal. When you fail to comply with the requirements of this course, you have merely made a mistake. This calls for correction and for nothing else. To allow a mistake to continue is to make additional mistakes based on the first and reinforcing it. It is this process that must be laid aside, for it is but another way in which you would defend illusions against the truth. Let all these errors go by recognizing them for what they are. They are attempts to keep you unaware you are one self, united with your Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. This is the truth, and nothing else is true. Today we will affirm this truth again and try to reach the place in you in which there is no doubt that only this is true. Begin the practice periods today with this assurance, offered to your mind with all the certainty that you can give. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Now, if this is your first year through the course, and I find that a lot of people need to go through it more than 1 year. I've been going through it for more than 30 years, and I'm still getting a lot out of it. But if it's your first year or second year, maybe even third or fourth year, you might want to write this one down so that until it becomes just something that you know, memorized. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Then close your eyes and tell yourself again slowly and thoughtfully, attempting to allow the meaning of the words to sink into your mind, replacing false ideas. I am one self. Repeat this several times, then attempt to feel the meaning of the words that the words convey. You are one self, united and secure in light and joy and peace. You are God's Son, one self, with one Creator and one goal, to bring awareness of this oneness to all minds, that true creation may extend the allness and the unity of God. You are one self, complete and healed and whole, with power to lift the veil of darkness from the world and let the light in you come through to teach the world the truth about yourself. You are one self, in perfect harmony with all there is and all that there will be. All that there will be and all that is in the future too. You are one self, the Holy Son of God, united with your brothers in that self, united with your Father in His will. Fill this one self in you, and let it shine away all your illusions and your doubts. This is yourself, the Son of God Himself, sinless as its Creator, with His strength within you and His love forever yours. You are one self, and it is given you to feel this self within you, and to cast all your illusions out of the one mind that is this self, the holy truth in you. Do not forget today we need your help, your little part in bringing happiness to all the world. And heaven looks to you in confidence that you will try today. And heaven looks to you in confidence that you will try to bring happiness to yourself and all the world today. Share then its surety, for it is yours. Be vigilant. Do not forget today. Throughout the day, do not forget your goal. Repeat today's idea as frequently as possible, and understand each time you do so, someone hears the voice of hope, the stirring of the truth within his mind, the gentle rustling of the wings of peace. Your own acknowledgement, you are one self, united with your Father, is a call to all the world to be one with you. To everyone you meet today, be sure to give the promise of today's idea and tell him this: you are one self with me, united with our Creator in this self. I honor you because of what I am and what He is, who loves us both as one. Okay. I am one self, united with my Creator. Now tell everyone you meet today. Tell everyone you meet today, and be sure to give the To everyone you meet today, be sure to give the promise of today's idea and tell him this: you are one self with me, united with our Creator in this self. I honor you because of what I am and what He is, who loves us both as one. Okay, so be sure to tell everybody the same thing that is true of you is true of everyone. That you're one self, united with your Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Okay, and our text reading is in chapter 11, God or the Ego, section 7, the condition of reality. The world as you perceive it cannot have been created by the Father, for the world is not as you see it. God created only the eternal, and everything you see is perishable. Therefore, there must be another world that you do not see. The Bible speaks of a new heaven and a new earth, yet this cannot be literally true, for the eternal are not recreated. Okay, and where does the Bible say that? Well, just 3 places in particular. Isaiah 65:17, 2 Peter 3:13, and Revelations 21:1. You can go back and read those on your own. I'll put them in the description below too. I try to put things that might be helpful to make it a little more clear in the description below. Oh, as well as my email. Email me and tell me how this is helping you. Paragraph 2. Every loving thought that the Son of God, let's back up. The Bible speaks of a new heaven and a new earth, yet this cannot be literally true, for the eternal are not recreated. To perceive anew is merely to perceive again, implying that before, or in the interval between, you were not perceiving at all. What then is the world that awaits your perception when you see it? Paragraph 2. Every loving thought that the Son of God ever had is eternal. There it is right there. Every loving thought you ever had, that the Son of God ever had, is eternal. That's your only reality, are your loving thoughts, and they're eternal. Everything else is a dream you're going to wake up from. Every loving thought that the Son of God ever had is eternal. The loving thoughts his mind perceives in this world are the world's only reality. They are still perceptions because he still believes that he is separate. Yet they are eternal because they are loving. And being loving, they are like the Father, and therefore cannot die. Thoughts that cannot die because they're loving like God. The real world can actually be perceived. All that is necessary is a willingness to perceive nothing else. A willingness. You can perceive the real world by wanting to see only that, the real world. The real world can actually be perceived. All that is necessary is a willingness to perceive nothing else. For if you perceive both good and evil, you're accepting both the false and the true and making no distinction between them. Paragraph 3. The ego may see some good, but never only good. That is why its perceptions are so variable. It does not reject goodness entirely, for that you could not accept. But it always adds something that is not real to the real, thus confusing illusion and reality. For perception cannot be partly true. If you believe in truth and illusion, you cannot tell which is true. To establish your personal autonomy, you tried to create unlike your Father, believing that what you made is capable of being unlike him. Yet everything true is like him. Perceiving only the real world will lead you to the real heaven, because it will make you capable of understanding it. Okay, so what do we want to do? It says, perceiving only the real world will lead you to the real heaven, because it will make you capable of understanding it. And how do you do that? He's going to explain that in this next section. The perception of goodness is not knowledge. The perception of goodness is not knowledge. But the denial of the opposite of goodness enables you to recognize a condition in which opposites do not exist. And this is the condition of knowledge. Wow, that, you know what? That reminds me of our introduction. Let's go back to it just for a second and look what it says here at the beginning of the text. Way back at the very beginning, the introduction. This is a course in miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. He's teaching us in our lesson, or our text reading today, how to see how to do this. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So let's, with that in mind, the perception of goodness is not knowledge, but the denial of the opposite of goodness enables you to recognize a condition in which opposites do not exist. And this is the condition of knowledge. It's the condition of the kingdom, or the dimension of love. Without this awareness, you have not met its conditions, and until you do, you will not know it is yours already. You have made many ideas that you have placed between yourself and your Creator, and these beliefs are the world as you perceive it. Truth is not absent here, but it is obscure. You do not know the difference between what you have made and what God created, and so you do not know the difference between what you have made and what you have created. To believe that you can perceive the real world is to believe that you can know yourself. You can know God because it is His will to be known. The real world is all that the Holy Spirit has saved for you out of what you have made, and to perceive only this is salvation, because it is the recognition that reality is only what is true. Okay, so we have to deny the opposite of love, and then we'll come into the knowledge of our reality, the new heaven and the new earth. Okay, let's see what's going on around the world today. It is still Lent. In Hinduism, it's the Rama Navami, which is the birth of Lord Rama over 5,000 BC, so 7,000 years ago. That's quite a long time, in historical sense anyway. Anyway, the birth of Lord Rama. Happy birthday, Lord Rama. International Day of Conscience. Sounds like a good one. Every day is a tag day. Read a roadmap day. Boy, I tell you, I sure miss being. I wish our maps programs would show the map. Anyway, instead, sometimes you can't even find a town because it just shows the highways. Read a roadmap day. First Contact Day. That's your Trekkies. When I think 2063 is when was the fictitious day of contact. I think we're going to be way into contact knowledge before 2063. That's when Earthlings met Vulcans in Star Trek. Go for broke day. Whatever the heart finds to do it with all your might. Do it yourself day. Gold Star Wives and Gold Star Spouses Day. International Firewalk Day. Play Outside Day. Pillow Fight Day. Slow Art Day. Birding Day. Love Our Children Day. And it's Dandelion Day. The Taraxacum officinale. And I dug one up on my way out here today. There's a dandelion. See the big long roots on them? The whole thing's edible. And I like to cut them up and just throw them in my salad. That's how I usually eat them. They're a little bitter, but I got to where I like that bitter flavor. If it's not too, if all I'm eating is just dandelion, it's a little. I oftentimes eat the flowers. They're not too bitter at all. Pick them, just drop and eat them as you're walking by. After it rains, so they're clean. At least that's my policy. And then our word for peace is from the Mossi people of the Volta River Basin in Africa. They're on the savanna of the Mossi Plateau in what is commonly Burkina Faso and Ghana. And the word for peace is Lafi, L-A-F-I. I'm going to say Lafi. I like that. It might be Lafi or something else, but Lafi be with you. Okay, well, let's close with our song. Thank you all so much. Oh, no, I wanted to tell you some things about dandelions. I found this on, let's see, where did I find this? On pupa.com/dandelion-benefits. I'll put this in the description below. But look, it gave these 13 different things. Dandelions contain high antioxidants, may help fight against inflammation, regulates blood sugar, lowers cholesterol levels, supports thyroid health, treats urinary tract infections, manages blood pressure, boosts immune system, promotes healthy bones, supports liver health, may treat skin problems, promotes healthy digestion, aid during weight loss. So anyway, I thought that was some pretty neat things for dandelions. I've eaten them for years. I kind of like them. Okay, like I said, they're a little bitter, so make a tea out of them, but eat them. The root's the most highly concentrated beneficial part. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. To everyone you meet today, be sure to give the promise of today's idea, and tell him this: you are one self with me, with me. You are one self with me, united with our Creator in this self. I honor you because of what I am and what He is who loves us both as one. I am one self, united with my Creator, and one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Lafi.